Hi and welcome back, Viator. We return to Ark on the PlayStation 1. Last time, we got ourselves into big trouble, but for the time being, we settled the most pressing matters and were able to return back home to our loving mother. 3 months have passed since the last events. A letter has reached our main protagonist, summoning him to Palencia Castle, away from home. As to be expected, Mom doesn't like these news, but she knows that pleading her son to stay is a fruitless effort. So, Ark once more ventures out, in belief of being summoned for recruitment. As a soldier, he could at least provide for his mom. Just before he could step outside of his hometown Torville, Kukuru stops him. She has catched up on reading the transcripts of the Holy Clan, finding out that they are the weavers of harmony in Syria, this country. The script declares, someone will appear once the time of the end of the world draws near, and the clan members responsible for weaving harmony back to the world with that someone. Although vague, Kukuru interprets the text as pointing towards Ark. She goes out of her way to explain that it's destiny and not love. Ark makes clear that he would not mistake it for that. All this talk about destiny and the end of the world, he does not understand it, and he also does not care. After all the trouble he stumbled into because of it, he firmly sticks to his goal of finding his father. And since he has no clue of where to start the search, he simply follows the call towards Palencia Castle. Kukuru promises to follow him, but not yet. She is not ready at the moment. The transcript mentioned certain abilities which she will need, and so she has to train at them first. For now, she stands behind, pleading Ark to be careful for her. It's a first for Ark to come to the palace. Why are there soldiers marching out? There was no word regarding a war. Oh, and seems they forgot someone. Or left him behind on purpose? Kinda cute. Let's hope he catches up with his battalion. We are stopped by the guards. They know of Ark's coming, but they expected, well, basically not a kid. Still, we're allowed to pass through. And led into the audience chamber of the king. This music, it's so heavy and unwelcoming. Ark's deeds of relighting Sion has reached the king's ears, alongside a rumor of him holding special abilities. The king is delighted to hear Ark mentioning the guardian's voice he heard on the mountain, and he continues to listen captivated once Ark starts to talk about the end of humanity being mentioned by this guardian. All nonsense, interrupts this minister, and advises his king to not listen to Ark's hideous words. His advice isn't received though. The king has reason to believe Ark's claims. His missing brother, the crown prince, spoke the very same words. He mentioned the Ark, a sacred artifact that... And again, interrupted by this minister. Someone clearly has a grudge on us? Well, though, I guess he has a point. Entrusting an obscure kid with sacred knowledge at first sight might be impetuous. To gain the king's and more so the minister's trust, we are offered to partake in a test. Monsters have been spotted in the northern plain, Kolbo. The king has already dispatched his army, but if we hurry, we might be able to catch up to them and help exterminate these beasts. So that's the Kolbo plain. Quite dry, and no army to be seen far and wide. Oh, hello there! Isn't that the one left behind? He appears to be in quite a struggle, pleading for help and mercy. Did he just mistook Ark for a monster? Apparently he was hiding here, as he could not find the army and is afraid of them being wiped out by the monsters. What kind of monsters are we about to face if they get rid of an entire army this easily? Ark, though, has no sympathy for the actions of this little guy, deeming him a pathetic soldier. But Poco never wanted to become a soldier in the first place. He is and wanted to be a musician, and now all he wants is to leave this place. But it's too late. There they come, and they are hungry for more fresh brains. Poor little Poco, but it's not the right time to fall into a panic. Ark forces him to stand his ground. Even with no weapons on himself, he will need to put to use whatever comes to mind in order to survive. So this is where we will have our first real fight, and with a new companion at our side. Poco really just has his instruments on him, but he can buff and heal with them. That's convenient. In the tutorial, we've been fighting nothing else but slimes, but this time the plate looks way more diverse. Let's see what they got, starting with this brain-lusting zombie. Ha! No threat to Ark. Oh, looks like the rest is creeping up on us. Poco, you should stay on Ark's back. Guess it's safest there. It's too many of them to be handled alone by Ark. Well, Poco, a slime should be in, right? I mean, a stone caught it last time. Yep, worked great. One hit KO on the slime. Maybe Poco is better than I initially thought. Together we cleared the field quite easily. How could the army fail to these type of creatures? Poco did well in this fight, and even Ark admits so. Time to return to Palantir Castle and report these events. Ha! It would have been too easy if our favorite of all ministers did believe Ark's claims of beating the monsters right away. For him, the matter is clear. No battalion, no victory over the monsters. What a surprise! Our little friend musters the courage to speak up for Ark. Turns out, the battalion sent out was the finest. Why send the best for some monsters? Anyways, it's clearly impossible that Ark destroyed the monsters the battalion could not. He must have fled the battle then. But no, we've been fighting. What I did not see, but Ark did, was that the amount of monsters roaming the area seemed endless. So we were kinda retreating? Our argument with the minister gets interrupted by this guard storming in. The castle is under attack. Monsters are on the way. The minister yells at him how he could bother them with this and not just fight them. But there is no more infantry left. All of them were destroyed by the monsters. Holy. Guess we are going to fight them then? Ark takes the opportunity to suggest the king to see and watch how we handle them. And the king will watch the spectacle from the safe distance of his balcony. Kukuru! Ark yells towards her that these monsters followed him and need to be defeated. Not much time to prepare for a battle. Let's just get in there. The bridge might be not an ideal place for a fight. It's so narrow. We easily can end up cornered if we don't be careful. Kukuru finds herself standing right in front of the monster horde. I hope her training shows. She could get surrounded and isolated way too easy. Ark and Poco haste towards her as quickly as they can. Thankfully the girl is no pushover and can handle herself well, and even one-shots this ghost creature. This monkish one though ain't on the same level. Within short, Ark and Poco make it to Kukuru's side and take care of the monsters. Kukuru ensures that not a single one of them passes by her to crawl towards the castle. Meanwhile, Ark challenges the presumable boss of the creatures and finishes the mission with a clear victory over it. I'm afraid the battle cost Kukuru too much of her energy. Ark is worried about her. She ensures everyone to be fine. She is glad she came just in the right moment. This looks to me like she pushed herself too hard. Her face gets real pale, worrying Ark even more. Still, rest is all she needs. Kukuru got the rest she required and is ready to step before the king together with the rest of us. The display of strength and skill impressed the king, and his praises gets Ark a bit cocky. For that, he gets instantly reprimanded. But this time, the king interferes and orders Andor to shut up. Oh, unexpected. Now that we have proven ourselves worthy, the king comes back to his original request, this time without interruptions of Andor. Within the family of Palencia's monarchs, a legendary text gets passed down from generation to generation. According to it, humankind once before stood before extinction because of their greed angering the gods. To save his kind, the sovereign of that time traveled to the heavens to speak with the angered gods. Simultaneously, two people who heard doom being on the rise were sent out by a guardian. They were pointed towards the Holy Ark, which was located somewhere in the land of Seria, and in it the two sealed the inheritance of humankind. The king believes that whatever was sealed away in it is the only thing that can save them this time. This legend is nowadays considered more of a fairy tale than anything else, but the Crown Prince believed firmly into it. Again, the minister voices his disagreement of sharing these informations with us, as it might sound crazy. But the king saw signs that deemed the words of his brother valid. That's why he wants Ark to follow into the footsteps of the Crown Prince. to search the Holy Ark and discover what his brother might have found. Kukuru speaks up to the king, asking for the same mission to be laid upon her, so she can follow Ark and Poco. She mentions the lineage and the prophecies of a clan, which press her to follow the hero. The king grants her wish. He has an airship that will be made ready for us to transport us to the forest. While our group prepares to board the ship, Andal returns to his private chamber, and if this doesn't look evil, where would he have gotten such a sinister looking thing from? Andal reports our audience with the king. The outcome isn't to the liking of this mirror thing. It despises the fact that this kid is seen as the hero, and he asks Andal if he also thinks that Ark is the one. Andal has its doubts, but he will certainly have an eye on us. As the kids are traveling towards the forest, the mirror will send his general Yagun to put the lad to the test. Again asked for his opinion, the minister responds this time, all he knows is that the kid has to die. Okay, what are we up against? How intriguing. What might have happened to the crown prince in the forest? Did he find something? He went there so long ago. Might this be connected in some way with the sacrifice of Ark's father? I'm hooked for this. I hope you will be with us next episode too. Until then, bye.